Sleep, sleep, little one. Told my wife I was gonna call the plumber, but this is gonna be way too fun. Hello, Sam. Yep, probably gonna need that. Now we're ready. So not long ago, my wife mentioned to me that we had an astronomical jump in our water bill. My immediate suspicion was a water leak. So we're gonna have to do a little bit of probing, maybe a little bit of digging. And who knows more about digging than a gopher? This isn't necessarily a low spot in the yard either. It's pretty flat. So that tells me something's pushing water up from underground. Obviously, with my line of work, I run into this kind of thing. And if you've got a water leak, it's going to show itself. Either with just puddling water, mold, something like that. It's usually pretty easy to find. But this is a pretty big spot. It's about 4 feet in diameter. What I'm going to do is use a ground probing rod that actually one of my viewers sent me. And when I punch down into the ground and water starts to squirt up, we'll know we're really close. Let's give it a try. Excuse me, Roy. All right, the tools we're going to use, one of the most important. Right now I don't see water flow. I don't see a trickle, I don't see bubbling. So it's probably a really slow trickle, or it's more than likely about 18 inches deep, because that is how low the code is for plumbers to install these water lines. I've got my water cutout tool, and so when I do find the leak, if this is a leak, I can run up to the meter and cut it off. I do not want to cut it off yet, because without pressure, as I'm punching holes, it's not going to show itself as well. What I'll do is I'm going to go right down in the middle of where I think this wet area is and see what happens. Stand back, Roy. Oh, see how soft that is? Oh, now I'm going to go down until I hit hard ground. Uh-oh. Right there's hard ground. That might be an issue. Now watch this. This is probably the backfill line for when they put this water line in. So that water line's about that deep. I think this is a 4-foot probing rod. Now let's look. Oh yeah, here it is. I found it for sure. Look at that. See it pouring up and out of there? I'm in the light. Look at that. That's a heavy flow. This is an issue because if it's 4 feet deep down there to that water line, for me to bring my excavator up here and dig this out, I'm gonna make a huge mess. So I'm gonna make the judgment call to give my plumbing company a call. They've got a micro mini excavator. They'll be able to come in here, dig this out, and we will, they'll be able to fix it without having to fix the whole yard. I was really hoping for this to turn out to be a really good video, and if it had been 15 inches, 18 inches deep, that would have been fine, but this is just way deeper than what I want to tear up. So typically, your water line, if you're on a street like I am, the water line runs into the basement here. So I'm gonna look straight out over that, and we're gonna walk a beeline out to the street here. Whatever meter it goes straight out to is my meter, and I can at least cut it off and save myself a bunch of money on the water bill. Let's see. All right, I'm gonna need a tool here. I could call the city, which if you don't know what you're doing, you should do, but they're not gonna come out and turn the water off and on every time you need to use it just to save you some water. So I'm gonna do it myself. All right, let's see. I'm gonna need this guy. Some of these. Saving money is a lot of work. All right, now let's guesstimate 3/4. Oh no, she's bigger than that, folks. Still bigger. 7/8, surely not. Nope. Good job, America. Go metric. Oh no, is it tamper proof? Oh no. No. I need to be able to get in this. Come on. You gotta be kidding. Tools? We don't need no stinking tools. Maximum effort. Yes. Yes. All right. He told me there'd be no question which one it was. The plumber did. He said be the one that's going wide open without anything on. Nothing in the house is on. That thing's going to town. We're gonna shut him off. However, that's the shut off. And they've got it angled where I can't really get a tool to it good, so let's hope it's not. I'm gonna have to get another tool. You gotta be kidding me. Maybe I can angle this just right. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. There she goes. Let's see if it stops. Yes. Yes. He is your excavator man. All right, I'm tired. I think I'd rather be burping a baby, honestly. So what I'm seeing, as deep as that line is there, there's no telling how deep that line ends up by the time it gets down to the house. And I don't have a spotter, and with my size excavator, trying to dig around a PVC line like that, it's just, I could hook it and peel it up and break it farther up the line, and it could turn into a real mess. So in this case, even if you've got the equipment, a lot of times, and you homeowners, a lot of times you think, I'm gonna save money by fixing this. Well, there's a lot of times you're not going to save money by DIY. I already got my plumber on the line. He's coming up here. I'll let him use my excavator if he wants, and I'll spot for him, but it's not something that I want to do by myself on a Sunday. I'm really glad I wore my TriStar digging hat. Makes me a lot smarter when it comes to doing stuff like this. So, we'll see how this plays out. Well, this is new to me. This is how it works. That bolt, you don't unscrew it, you just turn it, and it pulls that latch back, and you can get it off. I'll go ahead and undo that and put the steel ring, cast iron ring back in place, so it'll be easier for my plumber to get it all put back together later. Believe it or not, I really do enjoy doing this kind of thing. I want that to sit flush. If I just put it back down on the grass, it's going to hang up, and my lawnmower man might hit it with his lawnmower. I need a shovel. All right, let's try this again. Now, if you're going to do something, by goodness, just do it right. Get out of there, sockets. I don't need you full of dirt. Ugh. Darn crabgrass. I can't have anything, huh? Telling you, get you one of these TriStar hats, or better yet, a shirt. You'll really be in high cotton then. I guarantee it. Okay, let's see if that's good enough. Here we go. Here we go. I'm just gonna roll him back into place. Look at that. You think I knew what I was doing? Okay, now, so nobody runs over this, I'll just leave this stuff sticking up. There's that. I'm gonna put my tools away. So I think I'm done. Except for my cutoff. Because when I go to make a bot. You all right, Vern? Roy come out of nowhere. He come out of nowhere. Alright. Let's try him again. This ain't worth nothing. It's like one of them trash car digging tripods. Come on. Uh-oh. Here, baby. All right. So I've done what I set out to do. I found the leak. I stopped the leak. Cash flow has stopped. As a matter of fact, just in time, he's starting to stir. I better get off this nonsense and go make a bottle. Yep, there it is. All right, we'll see y'all in a little bit. Look at that. Look, the puddle's already sinking back into the ground. As for right now, this is a best case scenario until I can get some help up here to finish fixing this, because I ain't digging this by hand. So right there is where that main line comes in through the basement wall. Luckily, water hasn't chased it in. I'm sure they probably sealed around it really well. Let's see if I can just help my plumber man. This doesn't mean that this is going to be right, but there's the top of the foundation wall, 40 inches. That would be just about right. So that water line is probably 40 inches deep under that puddle. The funny thing about this situation is I have hit water lines and repaired them on other properties, but the homeowner was able to tell me exactly where their main power line is. And my main power line runs right around the corner of this house, right through this area somewhere. I just can't remember exactly where. And that's another reason that I'm letting my plumber handle it. I'm sure he's going to have a detecting device that's going to tell him where everything is at. What I'll do is I'll put up on the screen at the end of this video a link to a video showing exactly how to chase this water leak. And it's as simple as sitting in line with the water line, and ideally use a smooth bucket, not one with teeth. You can, but it's a little more difficult. But you turn your water back on and you scoop out one scoop. You don't go very deep at a time, but just take a scoop out, and what will happen is that water pressure will squirt back out of this hole that we have here, and you just keep chasing that water that's squirting out. And it may zigzag feet, it may go all over the place, but you just keep chasing where that water squirts out after you take that scoop of dirt. And it may take a few seconds for that water pressure to build back up and then squirt out, and you just keep chasing it. And the safest way to do it, even if all the lines are marked or what have you, wherever that water squirts out, take your shovel and shove it down, ideally the width, and you shove it down in there and you probe along sideways. So if you're digging like this, you probe with your shovel sideways. That way, if there's a line under there, more than likely you just pushing on it, you're not going to have enough weight and pressure to cut that line, especially a power line. Power lines are pretty thick, and however deep your shovel goes, the next scoop you take with your excavator, don't go as deep as your shovel went. Just go about halfway, and that way you're safely excavating the ground out, and you're not running that risk of taking this big machine, ripping into something that could be catastrophically expensive or damaging to the property. The best part about handling this the way I am, and the way I'm handling this is letting the plumber handle it. For the rest of the day, all I've got to do is find the regular, not the decaf.